Captain John Carter, Virginia.
Virginia.
Even though John Carter tanked when it came out in 2012, a lot of critics and viewers have changed their minds about it over the years. Sure, it still has its issues, but most people agree it didn't deserve to flop as badly as it did. If the rumors are true, Disney has picked up on this, and in 2023, there were whispers about them rebooting John Carter in a bid to turn Edgar Rice Burroughs' Martian sci-fi adventure into a hit franchise. There are even talks of a sequel that would continue the story with a new cast. So, let's dive into everything we know about the movie. First, let's take a look at what we currently know about the unfinished plots of John Carter 2 and 3. Disney's John Carter, directed by Andrew Stanton, was supposed to kick off a trilogy based on Edgar Rice Burroughs' A Princess of Mars. The first movie set up an exciting interstellar world filled with action and romance, centered around John Carter, a Civil War veteran who ends up on Mars, or Barsoom, as it's called in the novels. At the end of the 2012 film, there's a cliffhanger that hinted at more adventures. Stanton had big plans for sequels, including John Carter 2, which was going to be titled Gods of Mars. According to Stanton, the sequel would start with Deja, voiced by Lynn Collins, narrating the events of the first film to their son Carthoris, who has never met his father. The plot kicks off when Deja's child gets kidnapped by Matai Shang, played by Mark Strong, disguised as Tardos Mors. The film would then pick up where the first left off, with John Carter returning to Barsoom. Carter learns that Deja has gone down the river searching for their son and teams up with Tars Tarkas to follow her. They discover a hidden underground city run by the firstborn race, who worship goddess Isis. Carter eventually realizes that goddess Isis is just another one of Matai's disguises. The story builds to a climax, where Carter nearly harms his own son, who has been transformed into a superhuman warrior by Matai. In the end, the family reunites, and the three races, Red, Green, and Firstborn, join forces to defeat the Therns. It's a compelling storyline that fans of the first movie would have loved to see unfold. John Carter 3, titled Warlord of Mars, would have followed Carter as he raced against time to stop the Therns from destroying Mars. The Therns, using their shape-shifting skills, pose as leaders of different Martian races and stir up conflict among them. Meanwhile, Deja invents a device to reveal the Therns in disguise, but they stay ahead of her and destroy the device. In a twist, they end up killing Taylor Kitsch's John Carter, but it turns out he's just a copy, while the original Carter wakes up back on Earth. As tensions rise and a world war looms, Carter and his family take their last Thern detector to the highest point on Mars, following the Thern trail. Back on Earth, Edgar saves Carter from some Thern Pinkertons with his shotgun and helps him return to Mars. Eventually, John confronts Matai and defeats him, earning the title of Warlord of Mars. Sadly, the sequels never happened because the first John Carter flopped at the box office. The film had a staggering production budget of $307 million, but only made $281 million worldwide, leading Disney to announce a projected loss of $200 million, making it a classic example of a big-budget failure like Waterworld. The fate of John Carter 2 and 3 is a bummer, but it highlights how even minor changes in marketing and branding can lead to massive financial losses. Disney lost the rights to the franchise in 2014, squashing any hopes for the sequels and leaving Andrew Stanton's ideas for them gathering dust. While various outlets have hinted that Disney is considering a John Carter reboot, there hasn't been any official word from the studio yet. Still, considering the movie's enduring popularity, it's not too far-fetched to think Disney might want to dive back into that source material. After all, Disney has a track record of resurrecting older intellectual properties for new projects, with the recent Percy Jackson series on Disney Plus being a prime example. If the rumors about a John Carter reboot are true, it might take the form of a series on Disney Plus. Until the studio confirms anything, it's best to take this news with a grain of salt, but it would definitely be a great move for John Carter fans who never got to see the sequels they were hoping for. When it comes to casting a potential John Carter 2, fans have a lot of ideas about who could step into the iconic role of John Carter, the rugged Civil War veteran who finds himself on Mars. The original film starred Taylor Kitsch, who brought a certain charisma to the character but didn't quite hit the mark with audiences. If Disney decides to reboot the franchise, they might want to consider a fresh face to breathe new life into the role. One name that has come up frequently in discussions is Chris Pratt. Known for his roles in Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World, Pratt has the action hero charisma and comedic timing that could serve John Carter well. His ability to balance humor and seriousness could make for a compelling portrayal of a character who finds himself caught between epic battles and personal dilemmas on Mars. Another interesting choice could be Henry Cavill. With his impressive physique and proven track record in fantasy and sci-fi roles, Cavill could easily embody the strong and heroic nature of John Carter. His recent roles in projects like The Witcher and the Mission Impossible series showcase his capability to handle intense action scenes and bring depth to complex characters. Plus, his experience in major franchises could help attract a broader audience to a potential sequel. Then there's Tom Hardy, who has a history of delivering powerful performances across a variety of genres. Known for his intense and versatile acting style, Hardy could bring a darker, grittier interpretation to John Carter. His roles in films like Mad Max Fury Road and Inception demonstrate his ability to tackle complex characters, and his physicality would undoubtedly add an edge to the character's Martian adventures. As for Dejah Thoris, the Martian princess and John Carter's love interest, the casting choices are equally intriguing. The character is strong-willed, intelligent, and deeply connected to her planet, so whoever takes on the role must have a strong screen presence. Florence Pugh is a fantastic candidate for Dejah. Known for her performances in films like Little Women and Midsommar, Pugh has proven her ability to portray strong, nuanced characters. Her versatility and depth would allow her to explore Dejah's complexities, from her warrior spirit to her romantic connection with John Carter. Plus, her rising star status could draw more viewers to the franchise. Another option is Zoe Saldana, who has already conquered the sci-fi genre with her roles in Avatar and Guardians of the Galaxy. Saldana has the action chops and experience in playing strong female characters, making her a fitting choice for the resourceful and brave Dejah Thoris. Her star power could also help attract audiences looking for a thrilling, action-packed adventure. There are also whispers that John Carter 2 might introduce new characters, adding fresh dynamics to the story. For instance, a mentor or antagonist could be pivotal in John Carter's journey. Idris Elba would be an incredible choice for a mentor figure, bringing gravitas and a commanding presence. Elba's ability to blend intensity with warmth could add depth to the narrative as he guides John Carter in navigating the political and social challenges on Mars. Conversely, if the film is to explore darker themes, an antagonist like Michael B. Jordan could take on a more villainous role. Known for his performances in Black Panther and Creed, Jordan has the talent to embody complex characters, making him a formidable foe for John Carter. His charisma and talent would create an engaging dynamic between him and Carter, heightening the film's tension. The potential for a John Carter 2 is rich with possibilities, especially with the chance to explore new storylines and characters. Whether it's revisiting the past with a fresh cast or introducing entirely new elements, there's a lot of room for creativity. As fans eagerly await news of the reboot, discussions about casting will continue to fuel excitement and anticipation for what could be a thrilling revival of this beloved sci-fi adventure. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.